I noticed lately that I haven't been doing much French study on the weekends, and instead I've been trying to cram it in after work every single day. So today, where I live in Australia, it's a Monday and it's actually a public holiday. So I'm going to use this public holiday to do something productive. So I'm going to do a full day of French study and I'm going to take you guys along with me. Right now it's about 7 a.m. and I think I'm going to start with some exercises and maybe some flashcards, because who doesn't want to do flashcards at 7 a.m. in the morning? So I hope this motivates you to do some study on the weekend, and let's get into the video. I'm about halfway through this exercise book and I already feel like I've learned so much. And I really like this book because they just have so many exercises. In each chapter, they give you a short description on what they're trying to teach you and then drill into you different grammar exercises so that you really retain that information. They have a question, answer true or false. Nous avons finalement la paix dans le monde. One thing that I like to do once I've finished my exercises is I like to write down all of the vocab that I didn't know in a separate book, which then I later translate and I put into my flashcard app. Lately, I've been practicing the top 1000 words in Enki, but you can also put different conjugation types or different tenses. I prefer doing flashcards on my phone just because it's so much more convenient. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys, and if you've seen my other video about what tools I use to study French, you'll know when I was talking about YouTube that I watched this guy named Hugo from Inner French, and you've probably heard of him. But what I didn't know until recently is on his website he has made like a 50-page textbook, no, not really textbook, 50-page list of phrases that you'll need if you want to be sounding more fluent in French or like less touristy. He has a lot of slang in here as well, and everything's super relevant. I was originally going to go through and highlight all the ones that I thought were common, and they're all super common, so it seems like he's done a really good job. For example, here he has briser la glace, which means to break the ice. And I wouldn't have even thought to look that up. So that's really cool that I learned that phrase, and there's a whole bunch of other ones like that. So I suggest going on his website and downloading this because it's free and I think it's really useful. It's still a bit too early for breakfast for me at the moment. It's about 8:39. So next I might do some reading practice just because I feel like laying down in bed. I'm gonna do some reading from this book, which I mentioned in my other video. It's called Short Stories in French by Ollie Richards. So good. I still haven't finished it. So yeah, I'm gonna do some reading and I'll see you after. When I do reading practice, I much prefer reading short stories, usually between I think 30 minutes to an hour, which is the perfect amount of time without it being too overwhelming. I remember when I first started reading this book, I literally had to translate every second word, so it's a really good way to measure progress. Check that out, they have a quiz for you at the end of each chapter. All the vocab that they assume will be new for you. Pretty cool. So I did about an hour of reading. I used to actually write down all of the vocab that I didn't know, but I haven't actually been doing anything with it. I was going to put it in my flashcard app, but since I've been so lazy lately, I haven't been doing that. So I decided to just not write down vocab because it really takes away from the reading as well. You have to stop every paragraph, at least once every paragraph, to write down a new vocab, and it kind of like kills the flow. So now I'm gonna make some breakfast and I'll see what I want to do after that. My advice, always listen to something while you're cooking so you get that passive, or whatever it's called, study in. This one looks good. World's happiest countries. Today is France versus Australia. Jesus. So I just got home from tennis and I'm feeling a bit tired, so I'm thinking of watching a movie, but I'm not sure what movie. I was thinking of trying that French movie called Blue is the Warmest Colour. One thing I noticed last night when I was trying to find French movies on Netflix is I was trying to dub every English movie in French, but it still faintly played the English voices, but in the background, which I hated so much. It was driving me crazy. So I might see if I can download Blue is the Warmest Color, and I'm gonna play it on my projector. So I don't actually have a TV, but we've got this projector and I absolutely love it. You can just put it on any wall. Check this out. You can watch YouTube, play movies, there's Netflix. Don't do what I do and keep all your stuff down there.
Two hours later.
So now I have a Lingoda lesson which lasts about an hour, and this one is a speaking lesson. I think it's about moving locations, so I'll see how it goes, and it's with one of the teachers that I really like, so I'm excited. I'll talk to you guys after.
Ah, Bonnie, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, bienvenue dans ma classe. Aujourd'hui, comment ça va?
Je vais bien, et vous?
Ça va très bien, merci, bienvenue.
This is actually my 13th lesson of Lingoda, so I still have 77 classes to go. Fingers crossed I don't miss any. So far I've really enjoyed it. Some teachers are obviously better than others, some students are obviously more motivated than others, but I guess you just get lucky with which group you get. And also the different subject types really determine the class. If it's a grammar class, maybe the professor or teacher will be explaining more to you, so you'll be doing less speaking. I just finished my lesson and it was good. Usually there's only 1 or 2 other students though, but this time there was 4. So it was quite a large class. But what's really funny is there was a girl in the class who literally got in her car, had to drive to go pick up her kids while she was in the lesson. So that's some dedication right there to finish the sprint. I have this book for doing Lingoda classes. It's called My Big Fat French Book. Except it's really just a mess because I always forget to organize it, and then I'm just like writing down in a panic because I can't remember what vocab was at the start of the class, and then they ask you a question on it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't remember. So it's been about half an hour since my class, and I'm going to call someone that I met on HelloTalk and just talk in French. After this I have an italki class, and I haven't actually used italki yet. So I figured today would be a good day to use one of my free trials because they give you these 3 free trials or something like that. So I'm going to be doing a class with a French person who's actually in Australia right now, which I think is really great because if I like him and I end up still using him, we'll be in the same time zone. Bonjour! Hello! Ça va? Toi, tu habites où?
Alors, j'habite à Paris, en France.
Ouh, à Paris! Oh là là!
Ouh là là!
I've been using HelloTalk for a few months now, and it's really good for even sending short voice messages to people and they send you voice messages back. A really good way for both parties to benefit, because obviously they're wanting to learn English while you're wanting to learn French, is you send them messages in French and they'll send you messages or voice messages in English, and you can correct each other, and that way it's really useful and both people are getting benefits out of the exchange. I think by the end of this I was feeling a little bit brain dead from so much French today, but it's been really useful to have this much speaking practice. I always love talking to different people, different levels, different accents. It's always pretty funny. And yeah, it really helps with your confidence. So if you haven't used HelloTalk, download it, message some people. In HelloTalk, you're essentially trading like your time for practicing French, whereas in italki, you're trading like actual money. So I'm about to start my italki class now. I'm super excited. This teacher looks really great. And yeah, I'm keen to see how it goes. Donc mon petit copain.
Exact.
Ah
ouais.
ouais.
Et ma petite copine.
C'est bizarre pour les Anglais parce que petit.
Petite copine.
Oui. Et une autre chose que je pense est très bizarre en français, est beau-père et belle-mère.
Oh ouais.
Ouais, parce que
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit skeptical when I decided to do italki because I had stuck in my mind that for a lesson to be valuable, it had to be like a structured course type lesson, but I found this extremely valuable, and I think the best classes are ones with really great teachers, and it was a really great chance to use the vocab that I already knew and really build up my confidence in speaking. They have 2 types of tutors on italki. I was using a community tutor for this one because I just wanted to practice speaking.
I just finished my italki class and I'm kind of surprised because I really liked it. But I guess it's just about like finding the right teacher. So it's a good thing that they have those trial classes. So I think I might continue on with it. Not every day like with Lingoda, but maybe once a week or so. Because it's really good to just have that half an hour, 1 hour full speaking practice, just one-on-one. Like we didn't speak English pretty much the entire time unless I had to ask a question about a word, which didn't actually happen that often. I did notice though that I need to practice my imparfait. Overall, I really loved it, and today has been really long, so I'm gonna go to bed now. It's pretty late, but really productive day, and I hope I helped motivate you guys to do a bit of study.